Hey. Hi. How you doing over there? I'm good. How are you? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you guys out there? Yeah. What's up? What's up, guys? We are back.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are back with another episode of the Sweet Cherry Podcast. And
I am with your host,
Cherry. Cherry, amor. Amor. And I am with the lovely
Foxos.
Yes.
That is not how you say fox in Spanish, by the way. It sounds so ugly in Spanish.
How do you say it in Spanish?
It's oh my god, I just had it. It does not sound like fox at all. Oh my god, and I know it too. I'm gonna get back to you on that.
All right,
one.
she'll get back to us.
Yes, it's not pretty though.
If you guys are new, welcome to the Sweet Cherry Podcast. If you guys are returning, welcome back. Thanks for supporting us, watching us, loving us, all that. And oh yes, Lobo,
right?
Yeah,
that sounds horrible, right?
Yeah. I know it's Lobo because
I'm pretty sure
there's a restaurant called El Loco Lobo, and it's Crazy Wolf.
Crazy Wolf.
Yeah.
Okay, and foxes.
Oh, Lobo is wolf.
Yeah, but I think it's something like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to Google. Now you know I'm gonna Google it because this is gonna bother me. But go ahead.
So, guys, you can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on any
Zorro, like Zorro,
like the
yes
mask.
I knew it was not pretty. Oh, La Zorra is for a girl.
Okay.
Oh, look at the definitions: fox, bitch, vixen, or hooker.
Oh.
Damn.
Well, that all sounds right to me. No?
Yo, that's foul how they put that shit all in the same category.
I guess different Spanish languages, it means different.
Yeah, for real.
Ella es un zorra.
Esa es una zorra ahí.
Oh, that's funny. Like I was saying, you can follow
like Foxho's better.
Yeah. Foxholes is better. If you could follow us at Spotify or Apple. That's only two that I always say because those are the only two that I remember. But there's other platforms that you can follow us on. So just search up Sweet Cherry Podcast. And of course on YouTube where you can see us as well.
Yes, and follow us on Instagram.
Yes, you can follow us on Instagram at the Sweet Cherry Podcast.
And on Fox_Sweet Cherry Podcast.
Yes. So definitely go ahead. If you're on YouTube, the links are in the description. So you could just click on the link and follow us directly, quickly. 1, 2, 3. But not yet. Wait until the episode is finished.
Yes. Enjoy the episode first.
Yes. And if you have to catch up. Alrighty, guys. So we were talking about our drunken experiences throughout life.
Oh my god, I have so many. Oh god.
I have a few doozies.
There are some that stick out the most.
Yeah. But not and I have some of others too. Like
oh yeah, I have other people's as well.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah. It is so fun. But yeah, so do you want to go first? You have a story you wanted to share? An experience that you had?
Okay, so oh man, there's so many to choose from. There's one that really stands out. This was probably one of my most drunken nights.
Was it a bad experience?
It was bad.
Oh. You know what? I've never had a bad experience. Like fighting or anything like that, like bad like that.
The only reason why mine turned into bad ones is because the person, whoever I was with, got mad at me. And then we ended up arguing and then it turned bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I have not had like any bad experiences on that. Like as far as fighting and stuff like that. Yeah, no. Yeah. They were all
Oh,
fun.
dope. That's
I mean,
good.
I was sick, but
right the next day or whatever.
but yeah. But other than that, they were always just fun.
I had a pretty bad one time. I was with this was a long time ago, and back early in my 20s, I was a big vodka girl. Always loved that was my
Oh,
choice.
yeah?
Actually, that lasted for many years. That lasted up until not too long ago.
Speaking of vodka, there's a drink I want to try. But go ahead. Which story?
Okay, we'll talk
We'll
about
talk
that.
about that.
So I was always, that was my choice of alcohol,
Mhm.
my alcoholic choice. And vodka gets you very sick. It really does get you sick, like the
Okay.
next day, at least me. And I was a vodka girl for many years. That was my choice for since all my 20s, my 30s. And I don't know why, because I should have stopped the drinking that a long time ago, knowing that it didn't do well with me. But I just kept going. Anyway, so one day, I was in my 20s. It's so long ago, my God. But I was visiting my sister for Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
It was
Oh, so it's a
Thanksgiving.
family thing.
Oh, girl. I brought everything to the family that day.
You brought all the drama.
I brought all the drama. Oh man, that was so embarrassing. So I went to my sister's house for Thanksgiving, and my man at the time, he knew about me and how I get when I drink, so. And back then it was worse. So I was like, he was like, don't get drunk.
Okay.
That was like his one request, because he was dropping me off, and he was gonna pick me up.
Okay.
He was dropping me off, but it was very early on, like within the first few years of our relationship. And he came from a very strict home. So I wasn't, and a totally different nationality, culture, everything was different. So I wasn't, I wouldn't say accepted, or I guess you could say I wasn't accepted at first in his family, because by all his cousins and his siblings, yes, but by the parents, they were more strict. They wanted him to be with somebody who was of their culture.
Okay.
So we didn't spend the holidays together in the beginning. The first few years, we didn't spend it together.
Okay.
He would spend
even after you guys moved in together.
Oh no. Once we were ready, the first few years were like that.
Got you.
And then that was it. Once we were ready, I finally ended up meeting the family, and then I was obviously, she liked me, and I was accepted into the family. But it was in the beginning, she was all about like, you have to be with this person, this type of person, and it was like that. So it was rough in the beginning. So we spent it separately, the holidays, and then we would just meet up at night together.
Okay.
So that's how we did it. So he dropped me off at my sister's, and he specifically was like, just don't get drunk. That's the only thing I'm asking, please. Just don't get drunk.
And you're like,
and that is not what I did. So I went to her house, and it was a great time. We were having a party. It was so fun. Like, I was drinking. Clearly, I was drinking something that I never drank ever again after that. It was a Colombian drink. And I know my Colombians out there, my fellow Colombians out there know. This drink is called agua ardiente. And agua ardiente, translated in English, is boiling water.
Okay.
So that was straight fire going in your.
What is it though? Like, what is the drink itself?
I don't know. It's a clear drink. Yeah, I don't know, but if I'm gonna Google that too. Okay. I don't know exactly if it's tequila, or I don't know exactly what kind of alcoholic drink it is, but it's straight out of the bottle. It's a very popular Colombian drink.
Oh, so it's not something that you make, like it's sold in a bottle.
Yeah, it's in a bottle. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's not an actual that you don't mix it. I didn't mix it.
Oh, okay.
And that was a mistake. That killed,
So you were just drinking it straight?
I drank that. I took a couple of shots of that.
Oh.
Plus whatever the hell else I was drinking that day.
Mixing
and we were
drinks.
all dancing like it was a family
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
my
yeah.
parents were there. It was oh god, so horrible, so embarrassed. I'm talking about it. I'm getting embarrassed. So anyway, everything was beautiful. You know, I was having a great time, eating dinner, drinking this crazy drink that they should have kept the hell away from me. I don't know why they left it, you know, in my presence for my little ass. I'm tiny as hell. I should not be drinking alcohol like that because it doesn't do well with me. And they just did not take it away from me, guys. And that's not their responsibility anyway, but whatever. Either way, I was drinking and he finally came to pick me up. Now, before he came to pick me up, he was already texting me and we were talking through text and we spoke over the phone and he knew I was drunk. I was already done.
Mm-hmm.
He was on his way to pick me up and he was mad at me.
Oh,
He was very mad at me because he knew that I was trashed. And I was like, oh my God.
But you were cool with the family and stuff.
I was
though.
cool
Like,
with everybody
everything-
there. But then when he got there,
Mhm.
I knew he was mad at me.
Okay.
It was the
So
weirdest
did you
thing. I
decide
can't.
to make him matter?
Yes. That's exactly what I ended up doing. Not what I wanted to do,
Oh, okay.
but that's what I ended up doing. So when he walked in, he was so mad at me and he walked in with this big smile, saying hi to everybody and hugging and you know, saying, and it bothered me. It pissed me off in my drunken mind. I got pissed off that I knew he was going to fight with me. And he was just walking around like all happy and jolly, like everything was all great.
Well, why
like,
the hell did you want him to walk in?
I know, I don't know. I was drunk, girl. I don't know why we even got mad. I think about it now. I'm like, why did that bother me? It bothered me so much that it triggered something in my drunken aguardiente mind.
Duper.
And I slapped the shit out of him in front of everybody, the entire party, the whole entire party.
No.
Yes, I did. He didn't do nothing, girl. He was making his rounds and he came to me and he gave me a look like he wanted to kill me and I smacked the shit out of him. And that was the everyone was like mouth opened and everything and it was so embarrassing. Thank God I blacked out and didn't remember any of this and everyone had to tell me because I didn't even remember any of that. But apparently I smacked the shit out of him in front of the whole entire party. Everybody was asking if he was okay and my sister told me all about it the next day. So it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't true. It very well happened the night. How about on the way home? Oh God, girl, it got bad. We got into an argument. I tried to like jump out the car when we were on the freaking Belt Parkway. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. The next day, I spent my day apologizing. It was the worst. He hated me. That was the first like real drunken experience, like a crazy drunken experience that I had. Like it was really bad. It was not fun. It was like I should not have been drinking whatever that was. I want to know. I want to find out what type of alcohol that is. But it was just not for me.
Oh
and
my God.
yeah, it was a very bad night with us. And we've had others. We had definitely had others. But you know, he still loves me. He might have hated me those particular nights, but yeah, that was one of my craziest ones. Like I said, I did have others, but that was one of the worst ones that I had. That was one bad one. Okay, you go now, and then I'll have a good one after.
Yeah, so I haven't had any like bad or mad experiences being drunk. Yeah, no. So like first of all right, so I'll tell the story of the very first time that I got drunk.
Okay.
So the very first time I got drunk, I was like, I want to say like 15, maybe 16
when
years
your parents
old.
let you drink in the house?
No.
Oh,
they did not let me drink.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I was younger. Maybe I was 14. Anyway, between the ages of 14 and 16 for sure. I don't think 16, but whatever. Anyway, so
My parents let me drink my first coquito, like my first alcoholic beverage, in the house
Mhm.
during the holidays only, and when we were all together. When I was like 14.
Okay. I mean,
That's why I asked you that.
my parents let me take a sip of something, but
Okay.
not like have a drink. Like,
yeah, like
you know,
coquito was the
anything.
only, not like freaking vodka and stuff.
Oh
but
yeah,
like,
no, they give me like a little beer or something
okay,
like
all
that.
right,
Like,
okay.
you know.
Oh, so they did that too. Okay.
Yeah. So more so my mother, not my father. My father wasn't a drinker.
Okay.
Only rare occasions he would have a drink. But anyway, but my family, you know, especially my mom's side, they drink.
Okay.
So, you know, it was used to giving the kids a little taste of beer or something.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, so we were having a New Year's party in my grandparents' house. Like my grandparents used to throw like jams.
Yeah.
Right.
Back
like,
in the day, it was like that.
Yeah,
though.
like-
so dope. Miss that.
and we had radio and we had live musicians
Oh, nice.
in the house, right? Because my family on my mother's side is very musical.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that know how to play all different types of instruments.
Oh, that's
like
fun.
guitars, the cuatro, bomba,
Mhm.
saxophone, piano, guitars.
Oh, wow.
Maracas, everything. They know.
Oh, so y'all had a whole band in your family.
Yeah. Well, my grandfather used to be in a band.
Okay.
So,
That's cool.
so, and that band consisted of my grandmother's brother.
Okay.
I think
that's probably how they met.
my grandfather's nephew, and another relative. There was like 4 of them. So, and they would go and they would perform in parties and stuff and all that stuff. So this particular New Year's, we always went to different families' houses for the holidays, whoever was having a party, whether it was in Jersey or whatever. But this particular year, my grandparents decided to have it in their 1-bedroom apartment.
Oh.
So it was packed, jam-packed, hot, jam-packed. And, you know, having a band in a 1-bedroom apartment, and then the music blasting when the band ain't playing, you know, like it was loud. Yeah. The police came. Oh, everything. But me and my cousin kept sneaking little shots of alcohol. So I ended up getting bombed. That was like the first time I got drunk. And my mom was like, I'm watching you. And I was like, I'm not doing nothing, you know, laughing or whatever. We were all, you know, we were all having fun and a blast or whatever. And then I'm like drunk and the police come for a noise complaint.
Okay.
Because, you know, apparently it was already after midnight and the party was still going strong. So the police came for a noise complaint or whatever, and I'm in the kitchen pouring myself another
drink, hiding
the fact that I'm pouring another drink. And my cousin's like standing guard or whatever, and the police come in, and I'm like, it's New Year's, like we're having a party, come in, have a drink, like shit like that, like, and mind you, I'm a minor. Oh my God. So they're like, if they wanted to, they would have been like, excuse me.
Yeah. Like, oh my God.
Are you?
How old are you?
Yeah. So
shit, that's scary.
Yeah, but you know, no one was thinking about that, and I wasn't thinking. I was sure as I wasn't thinking about that, and I was like, yeah, it's a party. What you coming here bothering people when we try? It's New Year's, we're celebrating. So my cousin's like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. And then my aunt comes in. Well, she opens the door to, I believe she's the one that opened the door to let them in or whatever. And she's like, shut up. So yeah, so anyway, they ended up coming, and of course we lowered the music for 20 minutes and then back up, party back started.
But they just left like that, like
it was because it was a noise complaint. So they were like, you know, we know, they understood. Like,
how old were you at the time?
between 14 and 16.
Oh, damn, girl.
So, so they were like, obviously it's New Year's, so
Yeah.
people partying
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So they knew, but they were like, "Can you please try to keep it down?" Blah 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 blah. So we kept it down for 20 minutes, and then back on party back. So then we go the end of the night. I don't remember after that. After that police coming, I don't remember anything else until we were getting in the car to go home. And I'm in the car, so my cousin came home with me, and he spent the night at our house. And I'm in the car, and I'm saying like a bunch of drunken nonsense, talking about how much I love everybody and this, that, and the other, and then telling my cousin. So when my cousin was younger, he had a small head with big ears.
Okay.
So I was like, "You're so cute. You're like Mickey Mouse." I was like saying all this stuff, calling him Mickey Mouse and stuff. So yeah, so I remember saying that in the car, and then I remember being home, laying in bed. My mom put me in bed, and I remember having my hands up in the air because the room is spinning at this point. But I have my hand in the air, and it's just I'm waving it around, just saying like, "I love you," and "I love Mickey Mouse too," and it's just saying like all this stupid nonsense. And my mom was cracking up hysterical, but mad at the same time
because she knew you had drank.
Yeah. And because of the things I was saying, and I was like saying to my cousin like, "Oh, look at those ears," and I would like pull on them and stuff. He's grown into them now, so
yeah.
But yeah, I was crying. So then the next day, they took a picture of me, like that, with my hand in the air, but it didn't come. I have the negative somewhere, but when we put for the pictures to be developed, the picture didn't come out.
Oh man!
So I'm gonna go find one of those. I'm gonna go find that negative, and I'm gonna print out that picture specifically.
You have to.
I want to see what I look like
back then. And that was your first
that was the very first time that I got drunk, and I was like, "Oh, I never want to do this again." And my mom was like, "Lady, my head hurts. Please don't." I know. I'm sorry.
Not now.
But yeah, so that was the first time I got drunk.
I don't remember my first drunken time, actually. I know it was at home. It was definitely at home during the holidays. That was because that was the only time I was allowed to drink. The only time I was allowed to drink was at home, with my parents, with my siblings and whoever, was visiting for the holidays. I was never, and I think I did have a little bit of a drunken. I think my first drunken moment was at home. At home during the holidays. But
I have another one.
I have one that's not so another one that's not so great. Yeah, this one was this one was a funny one. It was kind of funny. It didn't start off funny. So basically, all right. So we went out for a friend of mine at the time's birthday, and she we went out for her birthday, and it was weird. It was like a weird night because we kind of like bumped into these guys at the bar who one of them was really into my friend and she wasn't into him, and my man is a very like,
if they don't like you, leave them alone.
Like he's like a hero. Like he likes to save everyone.
Right.
It's not that I think it's just how he is,
Right, okay.
So, which is fine. And,
right,
obviously she's with us. She's my,
Right, so he's going to look out for her. Yeah.
So it's not that, I didn't expect that to happen, but that's just how he is. But I don't know what happened, what had transpired, because we were, mingling as well, like drink, we were by the bar. I remember it was by the bar. And the guy was just so like aggressively on us. Like he was really like on top of us. He was with a couple of friends too.
Okay.
And he was just too on top of us and he was like annoying her. So I don't know if they had slipped something in out. There's a possibility that maybe something may have been slipped in not my drink,
Mhm.
his drink, my man's drink.
Oh, okay.
He always
What?
he to this like day, if we talk about that day,
Mhm.
he'll say definitely something must have been like
Oh,
something happened
shit.
that night because
Yeah.
it was really weird how everything happened. But the guy was just like he was just so on top of us, like very, and he had a couple of friends with him.
Right.
So it was just now just him and me and my friend.
Right.
So he's the only one that we're with, you know, and
Right.
and there's a few guys. So, but you know, he's, you know, paying attention to like what's happening. Like, you know, we could see my friend is annoyed. She doesn't want anything to do with the guys.
Right.
So he said something. At this point, my man said something to one of the guys. And he got mad. The guy got mad and shoved him. Yeah, he was a lot bigger. But my man fights. So even though he shoved him because he was bigger, my man came right back at him.
Right.
After, you know, he shoved him, he came right back at him. And, you know, they started to scruffle. That me and her got out the way, you know. It was her birthday. I know. By the way, she told me I'm never going out with you guys again. And she never went out with us again. She was not lying. I felt so terrible and I wanted to go out with her so many times after that with us, like as you know, all together. It didn't happen.
Oh, no.
But yeah, it was so bad. So then I felt so terrible though. It was anyway, so they started fighting. At this point we leave. Oh no, at this point, I don't remember how it played because I remember we did go to the dance floor and me and her were dancing and we were having a good time. So I don't know exactly when it took place.
We're gonna leave them to fight. We'll be over here dancing.
No.
Thanks, hon.
I think that's when it happened. See, I'm confused as to when it happened. But we ended up leaving. We did end up leaving.
Okay.
And that night, like after we left, he was done. Like my man has this thing where he, you know, he can't.
Once your night is ruined, basically.
No. He was done. Like his head. Okay. So what happens to my man? It's something. I think there's something with his equilibrium that's off. So equilibrium. That's the word. That's off. So he certain things make him dizzy and some certain things make his like really mess with his head. So that's why he can't like go on roller coasters. He can't do like certain things.
Oh, all right.
So he's a very good drinker. Like he can hold his liquor, but there are times where he does get to a point where he's done. And when he's done, it's not just like, oh, he's a sloppy drunk. That it's not that. It's just like he physically cannot like hold his head up. Like he has his head, like he can't look up. Like it's a lot, you know, things that whatever. I don't know what that feels like, but that's what happens to him, and that's what happened to him that night. So now this is the end of January.
So when's the funny part?
So it's it's coming up. So it's a winter. It's coming up. This part this part I found hilarious. Okay. You're gonna hear. I don't know. You'll probably find it funny too. I thought this part was hilarious. None of the other shit was though. So now it's time to go home. Now his head is hanging. This other person doesn't drive. I am the only other person in the vehicle, and I have to drive home. Now it's a snowstorm.
Oh no!
It's complete snowstorm. So I am shitting on myself because one thing
where were you? Were you
in Manhattan?
Oh, okay.
We were in the city. We had to drive back to Brooklyn. About a half an hour ride. But you know, highways and everything, you know, it's not just like you're in the streets. But anyway, so I had to drive. He was in the back seat like this with his head completely down, doesn't even know he's in the car, doesn't know where he's at. He gets bad when that happens to him, whatever it is. This is why he thought he was drugged, by the way, because he said he didn't drink that much and that shouldn't have happened. But anyway, so I'm now the one to drive home. So we're driving and so scared. I don't like to drive in the snow. He had a truck
Mhm.
at the time. He still does at the time. Like, and that still was too much for me. Like, I
Mhm.
don't like to drive in the snow when there's, I hate it. I really hate it. I could
Right.
drive in anything else, just not the
Not the
snow.
snow.
I don't like it. I don't. So I'm driving in the snow and I made a turn and my car, the truck starts to do this. This is while we're still in Manhattan trying to get back. I'm freaking out. She was good. She was trying to like. I felt so I was so bad for her because I'm like she had the worst birthday ever. Like I felt so bad for her. She was trying to make sure that I was okay and I was, like because I was petrified,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was drinking, so I wasn't sober.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we finally made it home. Like I was able to drive. I don't know how, but we did make it home. I wasn't like drunk, like oh my, like I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
It wasn't to that point, but I just the fact that I had to drive from Manhattan in a snowstorm drunk,
Well,
like
that'll
a little
probably
bit
sober you up a little bit
yeah,
too. 'Cause-
yeah, like
yeah.
just a buzz or whatever, like somewhat drinking, like that was enough for me. That was
Right.
petrifying. So, and he was just
Done.
complete waste. You couldn't even nothing with him. He had no idea where he was. So that's gonna be the funny part. But anyway, so I dropped her off at home. After she safely got home, she told me she will never go with us again. She made sure to safely get home. She never did after that. Like even years passed, she never went out with us again. But she's been around us, but never actually went out with us. No, that did not happen after that. But anyway, so the funny part was this was funny. We had pulled up to the house, my apartment at this point, and now I get out the car. And I could just picture that. Now remember, this is a snowstorm. There's fucking, some inches on the floor. So now I pulled up to my block and I lived where you used to live. So I'm like by the stop sign.
Okay.
So I'm like parked around there. Finally found a spot because it was horrible to find a spot too over there. But anyway, I found a spot. I get out the car. I open the back door to let him out. I open the door and I'm waking him up, like trying to wake him up. So when I finally woke him up, he looked up at me and then he just jumped out of the car and started dashing down the fucking street.
So where?
In the snow.
Where is
just
he going?
dashing. He just started running, girl. He just started running. I was like, what are you doing? Now I'm running after him because he just woke up and just started running. Like he had no idea where he was at. Totally confused. Had no idea what was happening, and he just starts running in the snow. And this is in the middle of the night, like nobody's outside. We're trying to get back into my apartment, and he's running down the block in the snow. So I'm running after him, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I caught up to him, I was like, "What are you doing?" Like, and then I'm literally like holding him up to get into my house. Like that's how he had no idea what was going on. Woke up totally disoriented, confused, and literally just started dashing and running down the freaking block. Shit. That was a funny part. But that was another crazy drunken experience.
That is funny. Like, where are you going?
Yo, he literally woke up and just started running. Like, I'm like, hey, it's me.
That is funny.
Yeah, that was that. I'll never forget that day. It was just funny just watching him running, and then you see like the snow, like as his feet is going. Like, I was looking at all of that, like, what? Yeah. What the fuck am I looking at right now?
Oh my god,
that was great. Well, it wasn't great. The whole night turned out messed up. But it was fun. That was funny. That part was funny.
That is funny.
Quite a few more.
Yeah, I have a few, but they're all like fun and funny. One time again with my mother. Her company was having, it was also winter also. Her company was having like a farewell to one of their workers or whatever, or her department or something like that, whatever. And I knew my mom had been working for the company for many, many, many years, and everybody knew me from
Oh my
little. And I
god.
used to go, you know, hang out at her job,
Why do I
spend the
feel like I
day and
remember
stuff
this?
like
I know
this.
this story. I have a feeling I may know this story.
Maybe.
Go ahead.
So they were going for drinks to say goodbye or whatever. At one point I did work for my mom's company during the summer as a receptionist or
Yes, I
whatever.
remember that.
So they knew me obviously from that or whatever, and they also knew me from being little because my mom had a lot of time at the company or whatever. So I end up going meeting my mom at the place that they're having
The
their
restaurant, the farewell party.
yeah, which was more like a bar.
Oh, okay.
So but whatever, so we were there, whatever, and I'm talking with the girls and the other workers, and my mom is chit-chatting around. And I start, I have a drink, so because we're all, I think they had like an open bar, so you could just order, without
Yeah.
paying.
Yeah, I love open bar.
Yes, so I was having White Russians.
I never had a
Right.
White
I never
Russian.
had one until that day, and I
Okay.
don't think I've had one after that
Oh,
day.
okay, okay.
So I had one of those. I don't even remember how the hell I even began to order it. Someone had to order it there, and I thought it looked good and decided to try
Or
it.
it sounded good and you were like, oh
Yeah,
yes,
because I
this
I
is-
never drank that ever. So I don't even know where the hell that came from. But anyway, so I started having a few of those or whatever, and I'm mingling, joking, laughing, joking around, and this, that, and the other, and I feel totally fine, right? And my mom, every time my mom sees me, she's like, "Don't get drunk, like don't keep drinking," because she sees me with a drink, and I'm like, "This is the same drink I've been having in my hand, right?" Now, according to me, I had like 3 drinks,
Okay.
right? Because I'm not a fast drinker either. Like,
Oh, okay.
I can hold my drink for a while
Okay.
before it finishes,
Okay.
So so according to me, I think I only had 3. But I did not drink like that, you know, at that time. Like, I wasn't a big drinker or anything.
Right.
So, and I was younger. I think I was like 18 or 19,
Okay.
something like that. And and I'm like, I'm fine. So, but I start feeling a little loosey goosey or whatever. And
Lucy Goosey, I like that one.
we're, joking around,
Yeah,
laughing,
you feel a little more
dancing.
free.
Right.
Not as shy.
So, yeah. So everything is going fine. Right. And then I go stand outside because I'm hot. So I go outside, my mom is outside, whatever. And all of a sudden it just hits me like a ton of bricks.
When you was outside?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like, I just got
Smacked in the face with the alcohol.
smacked in the face with alcohol, like incoherent, like
Oh
like
no.
it was bad. Like, and I was fine up until that point that I went outside.
That things like that happen. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. I was fine because I really felt fine. Like, I was not like, I felt happy, like good. Like, but once I stepped outside, girl, it was a wrap. Right? So her coworker, so now it's nighttime, right? And we have to take the train back home. Right?
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
one of her coworkers ends up helping her walk me to wherever the distance, as far a distance that they were going, because then they were going a different direction. So I remember that part. I don't remember who walked with us. I don't remember none of that. But I remember she told us that someone had to help her walk with me to the train, towards the train station. So we got to the train station. She ends up calling her partner she ends up calling her partner. It's so funny how when you're like so drunk out of your mind, but you could still remember like
little bits and pieces. Yes.
Like, and then everything else is like
It's
completely,
completely,
blank.
yeah.
So I remember
Gone.
this. She stops at a payphone to call her partner to let him know that she's on her way home, and to complain that I'm drunk, right?
Oh.
So she's like on the phone, like, can you believe this bitch over here?
Oh my God.
And at that time, my mom smoked, right?
Okay.
So,
Excuse me.
so she lights a cigarette, and I'm leaning on the side now. So this is a payphone, so like the payphone that has like an inside a little
okay,
bit.
you could go in.
So she's like
Kind
not
of.
completely, but like
Okay.
the top portion
Yeah.
of it, like you could go, you go
Yeah,
stand
yeah.
under it or whatever.
Mhm.
So she's in there, and I'm leaning, wobbling on the side of the phone, right? And then she lights a cigarette, and I'm like, Ma, Ma. And I'm like whispering like this, right? And she's like, what? Because she's pissed off that I'm drunk, right? But she's laughing at the same time because I'm being funny at the same time. And I'm like, can I get a drag of your cigarette? Just one drag. I know. And she's like, do you fucking hear this? And she's on the phone, with her partner. She's like, do you hear this? She's asking me for a fucking drag of a cigarette. And I was like, please. And she's like, no, you're not gonna, no, you're not, I'm not giving you. And I'm like, why? It's not like you don't know I haven't smoked before. And she's like, I don't care. I'm not giving you. You're not getting. And I'm like, ugh. I don't understand why. You already know. Just let me get one puff. I just want one puff. She's like pissed off or whatever, right?
Oh, that's great.
So then
I can totally picture all of that.
And so then she hangs up, whatever, and then we end up going into the train station. So apparently I fell going down the stairs on the train station. I don't remember that, right? And then I was 18. I just turned 18. So I was just finishing high school.
Okay.
Maybe I was 17. I don't remember. It was 17 or 18 now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, so we're waiting for the train to come, and we're sitting, in the benches in the station, whatever. And she's like, I can't believe you're drunk. And I'm just like, I love you so much, Mom. I know I'm not the best daughter. I know I could do better in school. It was like my last year of high school or something like that. And I'm like, I know I could do better in school, but I really love you. And like, I was just saying all this drunken nonsense or whatever. And then I think I failed a class or something. And it was, I think report card had just come. I definitely had to be about 17.
Okay.
Going on 18. But yeah. So the report card came, and I failed like my classes. I think like 2 classes I failed. And I was like, I know I failed my report card, but I'll do better next time. Like saying all this stuff. And she's like, just don't worry about it. Just forget about it, right? Like don't worry about it, but just go to sleep, like put your head on my shoulder and go to sleep, right? So apparently the train comes in. She stands me up, right, as the train is coming in, and it stops, the doors open, and apparently I was not in the doorway. So when I went to walk into the train, I go bam and walk into the side of the train and not through the door. Oh. And she's like, oh my God, which I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't feel, I didn't have no recollection of that. But I do remember being on the train, going home, still apologizing for failing and for being a bad daughter, and telling her I love her. And I remember bits of pieces of me continuously saying that, right? And even on the walk home from the train station, I still kept repeating the same thing, right? So So
Must have
she's
been
like,
weighing heavily on your mind.
I guess so, right? So then we get home or whatever, and then the next day I wake up or whatever, and I have a black and blue on my forehead.
I got a funny story about getting drunk with my parents.
And she's like, so I wake up and I'm like, like, why
Bump
do
on
I
your
have
forehead?
why do I have a black and blue on my forehead? And she's like, oh my God, what do you mean? Why do you have a black and blue on your forehead? And I'm like, what happened? And she's like, you really don't remember? I'm like, no, I don't even remember coming home. Like, how the hell did I get home? And I'm like telling her, like, I did feel fine, like in the place, but I didn't, when I stepped outside, like all of a sudden it just like hit me like really, really bad. Cause she was like, I told you not to do, and I was like, I wasn't, like, I literally thought like I only had 3 drinks, but then again, I didn't drink like that at that time.
Yeah.
So,
3
whatever.
drinks was enough.
Enough. Right. So yeah, so she's like, so she ends up telling me that I walked into the side of the train. Instead of walking through the doors, I banged and walked into the train.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, well, weren't
so
you
that's how you
guiding
bumped
me?
your head.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay,
banged my head on the side of the train.
Okay.
I'm like, but weren't you
Oh
guiding
my
me? And she was
God.
like, I guess I didn't notice that you were that far out from the door. That, the entrance or whatever.
Come on in.
Bong.
Tito.
Yeah, so she
Damn.
was like, I had to have so and so help me take you to thing, blah blah blah. That was so embarrassing. And I was like, I really was fine. Like, I did not feel bad at all or anything until I went outside.
Right.
She was like, never again. But yeah, I had a big ass black and blue on my forehead. That little knot.
Yeah, I have a crazy one with my parents.
Yeah, I have a few funny ones and stuff.
Yeah, I have quite a few. I have one really funny with my parents, but I'll just say it real quick because it's a short one. So basically, okay, so when I was I had left my my first husband. Mm-hmm. And I moved back in with my parents. I was really young when I married my first husband. So it was not the greatest relationship, and I went back home. And the first day that I went back home, I got really, really, really drunk when I got back to my parents' house. It was really off of Coors Light.
Oh wow.
I had like a whole freaking like 24 pack of
I'm like 6 packs. She's like 24 packs.
I had a whole entire freaking 24 pack of Coors Light. I remember the beginning of the night and just the beginning of the night.
You were just drinking by yourself?
I was by myself in my parents' house, and they were just so happy I was home. They didn't care what I was doing. They were just like, just let her be.
Okay.
And I was just listening to music, downing freaking cans of.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's all I remember.
Okay.
The next day I wake up, I'm stretching, I'm going like this, and I'm like, oh my God, the pain I felt when I put my hand on my nose. I look on the side, tissues full of blood on the nightstand. Girl, my experiences are crazy.
Would you fall?
Okay, so I wake up, I go to my mom in the bathroom. I was like, Ma, what happened? My nose was killing me. It hurt and it felt twice the size. I'm like,
oh no.
Oh my God. I was like, Ma, what happened? And then she was like, you don't know what happened. I was like, no. She's like, you fell on your face. I was like, what? I look at myself in the mirror. Girl, this is fat. My nose is fat. As the days went by, I had black and blues all under my eyes.
Oh
I think I broke it. I think I definitely broke it because you can kind of feel it. I'm going to have you touch it later. Touch it later.
Yeah.
But I have like a little so what happened was apparently I was drinking the whole night, dancing, drinking, drunk. You twirled yourself onto the floor. I went outside. I was going to go outside to the terrace for a cigarette. So my mom she said, I kept telling your dad, hold her up. She's messed up. Hold her up. So he was holding you. And then he decided to let you go when he was going to open the door,
Uh-huh.
which was a bad mistake. She was like, caíste como un pollo explotado en la cara, which means I literally fell flat on my face with my freaking legs in the air or whatever the hell happened after that. But she said that I literally fell flat on my face.
Oh my god, I love
Busted my whole
Spanish,
shit. Yeah, no.
like with stuff.
Oh, they exaggerate everything. So I look like a chicken apparently that just was like with the legs in there. This is how apparently I fell, she said. And I busted my whole entire face.
Oh my
that
god.
people thought, like in the neighborhood, that I had gotten into a fight because
Oh.
I had all black and blues,
Oh my
like everywhere. My
God.
nose was swollen. Yeah, I have so many other stories, but that's for another day.
That's funny. That
Yeah,
is
girl,
funny.
that was crazy.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
I think that's the only time I fell. Nah, probably not.
Oh my
I'm sure
God.
that's not the only time I fell. But yeah, no. Yeah, all the other times are just like funny. Like
I
I
didn't
would
fall a
keep.
lot. Thank God.
Okay.
Yeah, because you always made sure of that, especially when you went out with your heels and
Yeah,
the clubs
yeah. You don't want
and
to
you were
fall
drinking.
looking all stupid.
So right,
Yeah.
that was something you really was like careful with.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't fall a lot, but
I didn't. I don't think I fell often either.
not out, especially like out.
Yeah, no. So, but yeah. So those are a couple of our drunken stories.
Good times.
It's not fun to get drunk, like sloppy drunk.
No,
It's not a
so
good
horrible.
time. It ends up being like really bad, and you
It's
feel
so bad.
so terrible the next day.
Yes,
and
not
stuff.
only physically but mentally as
It's
well.
like okay, you want to get that feel good, like happy feeling and giddy or whatever, but you never want to go past that because once you get
No.
past that, it's just like not
It's a
fun
mess
anymore.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun for anyone involved.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun anymore. So I suggest, like, if you're going to go out and drink or whatever, don't drink to the point where you're going to be like sick and this, that, and the other. You just want to drink to feel nice
good,
and loose,
happy.
and, yeah, not like crazy. So.
Right, like, you know, maybe if you're a shy person, you want to
open up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Because it
Yeah.
definitely does open you up more, and which is
I
good.
think 2 or 3 drinks is good.
Yeah,
Like max
3.
Yeah,
Max.
like just to
That's
it'll be
already gonna
enough
have you
to
feeling nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, don't like gulp them back to back or whatever, but just let them marinate and stuff.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine. It'll be like a good time. Or
yeah,
whatever.
that's not good for me though. I usually down them right away.
Yeah,
I need to follow that advice.
Yeah, not me. I can hold a drink forever
For a while.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
no.
So, but anyway, guys, that is it for our drunken stories.
So I have a lot of drunken stories.
I have a few more, but
Yeah, me too. That'll be an all day type of event.
Yep. But guys, if you have any good ones, let us know. Put it in the comments. Share it with us so we don't feel like we're the only ones. But yeah, so we will catch you guys on the next one. Sweet Cherry Podcast. Find us on YouTube or any streaming services, and we will catch you later.